Today, I want to explain the neuroscience behind why so many brilliant, high-achieving women like yourselves feel disconnected from their own lives and what you can do about it. Hi, I'm Dr. Ching Kao. I have a PhD in cognitive neuroscience from Stanford. I'm a retired professional Latin ballroom vice champion, founder of Firebeat Ballroom Studios, and Embody Her Emotion. I have spent decades sitting at the intersection of neuroscience and movement, and I am so passionate about leading people to their best selves through embodied movement. Does any of this sound familiar? We're successful, but we're disembodied. You can analyze a situation, but you struggle to feel it. You know intellectually that something should make you happy, a promotion, a birthday, a beautiful evening, but the feeling never quite feels good. Does any of that sound familiar? This means that your body is still trying to talk to you, even in all that emptiness. And this didn't happen to you randomly. It happened because you're extraordinarily good at what you do. So here's the neuroscience. Your brain has a region called the anterior insula. Think of it as your internal signal receiver. It's the part of the brain that receives bodily sensations and translates them into emotional awareness. It's how you know you're excited or anxious or sad. But here's what happens under chronic high performance and chronic stress. Your brain, your adaptive, decisive, high-achieving brain, it's always trying to optimize. It's trying to prioritize. You have presentations to nail, decisions to make, people to count on you. And feelings, well, sometimes feelings are inefficient. They're messy and they slow us down. So you and I, we push through them. And over time, your brain essentially learns to turn down those internal signals. Scientists call this dampening the interoceptive response. Your body is still sending signals. Your brain is just kind of muting it and shutting it down. And the longer this goes on, the quieter the signal gets. This is an adaptation. Your brain did exactly what it was trained to do. It optimized for performance. It just didn't know that in doing so, it was slowly disconnecting you from yourself. That emptiness you feel, that meh, that inability to answer, what do you really want? What makes you happy? What brings you joy? That is not evidence that something is missing in you. This is actually your nervous system waving a flag going, hey, pay attention to me. It's saying, I'm still here. You just stopped listening. So the emptiness, it isn't the end of something. It's a signal that the most fully expressed version of you, it's still in there. She just got really quiet because nobody was paying attention to her. This is not permanent. This can change. The science is so clear on this. Interoception, okay, so I didn't misspeak. It's interoception, not introspection. Introspection is a word that everyone knows. Interoception is your ability to sense and interpret your body's internal signals. It's not fixed. It is a skill. And like any skill, it can be developed or atrophied. So here's what the research shows us. A 2024 study published in Nature found that when people underwent interoceptive training, these are practices specifically designed to bring attention back into the body. Another term for it is somatic practices. When you engage in those practices, your brain circuitry actually changes. The connection between the anterior insula, the prefrontal cortex, and the brainstem, they're all strengthened. And participants reported on many measures a decrease in anxiety. The brain rewired towards a feeling of aliveness, of just being present. And here's what made that finding so extraordinary. It was remarkably simple. All participants had to do was practice tuning into their own heartbeat. There was an external stimuli, and they just had to indicate whether their heartbeat was in sync with the beat or there was a delay. Simple decision. They did that simple, 40 minutes, 4 times a week, just for 1 week. That's it. No medication, no years of therapy. They were just paying attention to the signals their body was already sending. And their brains changed. Now imagine what happens when you don't just listen to one signal, your heartbeat, but you flood your entire nervous system with all these experiences simultaneously. Especially in dance, you got rhythm, you got breath, you got muscle activation, you got emotions, you got music. It's the full embodied sensation of moving through space as yourself. So I can relate to you not only as a scientist, but as a woman who's lived through this. By all external measures, I was successful, yet I was numb and I was miserable, and I had absolutely no idea why. I had all the credentials to understand what was happening in my brain, and I still couldn't feel my way back to myself. It was dance that brought me home, not therapy, not another degree, not figuring it out in my head. It was moving, feeling, and letting my body lead for the first time in years. And I remember the exact moment something shifted. I wasn't performing a step. I was just feeling abundant joy from the inside. And something in me went, oh, there you are. And this is exactly why I built Embody Her in Motion the way I did. Your anterior insula does not respond to insight. It does not light up because you finally understood something in your head. It responds to body sensation, to movement, to the physical language of the body that is unapologetically alive. For women like me who have spent decades turning themselves off in service of performance and excellence, this is medicine. This is healing. Every time you move with intention, every time you let your body lead instead of your mind, every time you feel, you're training your insula. You're rebuilding the circuitry. You're turning the volume back up. So if you've been wondering why, with everything you've built, everything you've achieved, you still feel that persistent emptiness, now you know. One of the reasons could be that your brain got really good at turning signals down so that you could keep going, keep performing, keep delivering. And the way back isn't to think your way out. It's to move your way there. If this resonates with you, share it with a woman who needs to hear it. There's a whole lot of us. And make sure you like and subscribe and embody you in motion.